Hi, everybody. Can everybody hear me? I hope so. Hi, everyone. So, my name is Ashley. I am the Chief Communication and Public Relation Officer for FTX DeFi. I'd like to welcome you to this webinar and want to express my deep gratitude to you all for joining us today. I am so excited to connect with you guys today. So everybody at FTX has been waiting for this moment for so long and it has finally come. My colleagues here are Sam and Shelby Thompson who are going to be joining us today. Both of them are the members of the core management team for the FTX ecosystem. So to let you know what we are planning for this webinar, I'll have a brief one-to-one conversation with both of them to let them give you all an idea of the vision and mission behind the FTX ecosystem. So to kick things off, let's start with my colleague Sam. So hi Sam, welcome to the webinar. Kindly unmute yourself and please introduce yourself.
Thank you, Ashley. Hopefully you can all hear me. Well, hello to the FTX family and indeed to the world. And thank you for the introduction. I'm Sam. And I want to thank all of those of you who've joined us from all the different regions around the world, and especially for giving me this kind opportunity to speak to you all live. Now, Ashley is right. All those who are connected with the FTX ecosystem, we've been waiting for this moment for, well, at least the last 6 months. And going back to our first AGM, the team conceived the idea to enter into DeFi and created a really ambitious vision to make it the world's biggest DeFi platform. And since then, well, we've been putting together all the resources we've needed and been working on all the appropriate technologies, the coding, the marketing, and so on. But as a team, we've all worked really hard over, well, at least the last 18 months, and we've hit a lot of big challenges, but also during that process, we've set and hit hundreds of key and really important milestones to make the FTX ecosystem the way that you see it today. And I must say that we've been very fortunate in finding such a talented team of young, dynamic, passionate, and, well, even crazy people who've really given the best to build this amazing ecosystem. But, well, now finally everything's ready, and I can promise you that what we put together is going to have a huge impact on this segment of the industry. And it's going to put us all in a very powerful position to, well, I believe, eliminate the competition.
I mean, yeah, absolutely right about finishing the competition. The reason I agree with him is simply because we have already proved that in the last 18 months. We outperformed the highest expectation of those who were watching with us with a doubtful eye. The FTX team stunned the world with innovative ideas and executive strategies and our aggressiveness to meet goals. FTX holds the crown for being the first one to introduce stock derivatives trading. FTX introduced prediction based trading. The idea was implemented for the first time during the US elections, which is still live and will continue until the US officially gets its new president in January 2021. In fact, the prediction-based trading observed the highest engagement and trading volumes for over a month on the entire FTX platform. So friends, now that was a brief introduction to FTX, and now I would like to go a little further and help you understand more about FTX DeFi, the newest initiative the FTX ecosystem is ready to begin. Sam, I want to ask you a few questions, which I think will also be there in the minds of people connected with us today. So Sam, could you please explain how FTX ecosystem is different from the other exchanges out there?
Yeah, indeed. Okay, thanks for the question. So, as you mentioned earlier, FTX is the only platform that offers this facility of stock derivative trading and prediction-based trading for people. So, not only this, but at FTX we've introduced leverage token trading. Now, leverage token trading is absolutely new. It's unique, and of course that means that we are the only people out there now offering this. It's probably worth making the point here that this actually really illustrates one thing that the team here at FTX are particularly good at, and that is innovation. Now, our team has just an innate talent for seeing what the market needs, and perhaps even before the market itself actually realizes that it needs it. But perhaps just as importantly, and actually arguably even more importantly, we have the ability to go out and build that before anybody else. So we're not aware of anyone else out there who has this ability to come up with this level of innovation, and then to be able to get out there and bring those ideas into fruition so quickly and, I suppose, so effectively. Truth is, I think we as a team are confident that we're the best in the business at doing this.
Very well said, and I absolutely agree with that. So let us know, how was the response from market when you presented your idea to the world?
Okay, well, I suppose to be honest, actually, at the start, it was tough. I mean, really tough. During those early days, for, well, I would say at least the first 3 months, it seemed like we weren't going to make it at all. And we actually started doubting if such a, I suppose, a revolutionary concept, because it was so revolutionary, if it would or could work, and arguably, should we even shut it down? As we all know, when you present something so new and so innovative to the world, people tend to reject it out of hand. It's human nature. Now, new concepts are always treated with suspicion because people are naturally conservative, and that is actually what happened to us. People were really skeptical about this idea. But we as a team still had so much faith and so much confidence in what we were doing. We knew it was the right thing. So we persevered, and actually not just persevered, we actually doubled down on our efforts until finally we started seeing the results that we expected to see. They started showing up. So in less than 6 months, we've grown a reputation of being, well, I suppose you could call it the crazy platform. But I think as part of that, what I have to say is I am very thankful to those people who stuck with us during those early days. And they kept faith in us during those tough early days. And every one of them are now millionaires today. And that makes the pain that we suffered in making this FTX ecosystem so worth it.
Rightly said. So which token did the best? Trump go or Trump stay? Trump win or Trump lose?
Okay, well, that's a question that everybody asks, and I'll tell you exactly what I tell them. Look at the US election results. There you'll find your answer.
Right. Can you tell us in more detail what is FTX DeFi?
Okay, right. So, like Uniswap or Chainlink and YFI tokens, we're also launching our own DeFi token. Now, as you know, the YFI token is way more valuable than Bitcoin, and I think at current pricing about 3 times more valuable. So how did that happen? Well, it primarily came down to the efforts and the trust that existed within that community, within the Wi-Fi community. And that's a valuable lesson that we've learned from. And so as a result, and after a lot of effort on our part to engender that same sort of environment of trust and credibility and, well, capability, we at FTX on the brink of achieving actually this same thing, which is really exciting. So we are proud to say that we already have the world's most dedicated and loyal community. And we've worked really hard on building this up, and people have repaid this with their own trust and faith in us. So we believe this whole thing is going to be a masterstroke in wealth creation for our community members. The key point is we are way ahead in creating a powerful mechanism to make FTX DeFi the world's most valuable digital asset. That is our vision and our ambition. So what we've done, and we've tried to be clever and pretty intelligent about going about this, we've restricted the volume buying per transaction. And what this does is it helps more and more of our community members hold tokens at lower prices. And critically, this will help to stabilize the prices, and as tokens will be distributed amongst a much larger majority, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, it definitely makes sense. And rightly said. So I want to know one thing, like I want to know if you can elaborate a little bit more about the transaction protocols and that part.
Yeah, okay. So we have a per transaction limit restricted to 4,350 FTX in the case of buying, and for selling restrictions of 1,000 FTX. And in addition to that, there will be a 10-second lag between two consecutive transactions from the same wallet. And importantly, no new transaction can be initiated from the same wallet until that first one is successful.
Okay. But what about the token supply?
The supply will be fixed to a total of 1.9 million tokens, and it's not mintable.
Right. Can you throw some light on the initial prices of token and calculations related to incremental prices? I mean, what are the algorithms that would be used, and what is the level of pricing that you feel tokens can potentially achieve?
Okay, good question. So let me give you an overview of the intended structure for the rollout. So pricing will start at 0.0001 Ethereum, and the entire supply is divided into 14 slots or blocks. And the first two slots will contain 200,000 tokens each, and the last two slots containing 50,000 tokens each. And the price for the last token will be 21.19 Ethereum. So this means that the total capitalization at sold out stage will be 1.98 million Ethereum. And that corresponds to around, well, $1 billion US at current prices.
Wow, that actually sounds pretty amazing. So, what you're saying is that it means our FTX community members will own like $1 billion altogether?
Absolutely, $1 billion.
That's amazing. And I want to know, is there any underlying marketing strategy or mechanism to create a high market demand?
Yeah, okay. So well, we've planned FTX DeFi to basically be the backbone for the FTX community. Now, we already have millions of people using the FTX platform and trading billions every day. But as you've probably realized, we are ambitious. As a team, we have a big vision and we are very ambitious. And we still want to bring in more people to the platform. And we need to do this. I mean, it's necessary to make it the world's most valuable digital currency. So as part of our original planning for the whole concept of FTX, we explored all sorts of strategies to grow this number of people involved in FTX, and more importantly, to grow it exponentially. So we explored all sorts of options to do this, but we eventually realized the most effective way to do this would be to use an affiliation model. Now, this is the model that it's been used across many different digital industries in recent years, and always with massive positive effect. It's the only modus operandi that has this capability to achieve that exponential growth, and perhaps more importantly, to get to that point of exponential growth in the fastest possible time. So we've developed a simple but really powerful affiliation program that we'll be presenting to the community shortly after this session's over.
Indeed, indeed. And are you able to give like a brief overview of the affiliation program to the people on call with us today?
Yeah, indeed. So the affiliates program, it allows people to build teams underneath them, and earn their referral incentives on the total volume generated in that process. And that's up to the 12th level. Now, FTX itself is distributing 12% of its total generated volume. I want to say 12th level, that doesn't mean the 12th generation levels. So this program allows people to use their own social capacity to gain stability by enrolling the maximum amount of people directly below them as their own affiliates, and then accumulate wealth by helping their own direct referrals in turn in building their own teams underneath them. Now, the beauty of this affiliation model is that it leverages the law of compounding and to massive effect, which is why it's such a powerful tool. The point here is that for those who get in at the earliest in this model, stand to make the biggest gains. And that's perhaps a message to all of those out there who are listening. This is one big opportunity. And unlike the rest of the world out there at this point, you guys are smart enough to be here at the early stage.
Right. And I want to know, like, is there any profit making or generating options for those who don't want to go down the affiliation route?
Yes, of course, yeah. So There are two key ways to maximize your profits that will obviously be, that we as a team will be actively encouraging. The first is to just to buy tokens and gain returns through the staking process, and for those who are familiar with that mechanism. And secondly, just through the good old traditional method of simply holding and selling in a strategic way. Now, staking has the benefit of earning fixed returns, but the strategic selling is obviously subject to market movements and the usual normal pricing mechanisms of an open market. But you only need to see how the returns that people made on Bitcoin, for example, during that price movement, to see the potential returns that we're offering here. So what this means is that you can buy tokens and hold them for as long as you like. And of course, you can sell part or indeed your entire holding as and when you feel the time's right and you want to cash in at your own individual target profit level. The point is, when the tokens start trading, they will, as I said, be subject to all the usual market forces experienced by any other tradable commodity when it's released to an open market. But as I've alluded to earlier, you only need to look at Bitcoin or even Ethereum to see what happened in those cases. The advantage that you will have by getting involved, as I've said before, early in this expected price growth, is that you're at that rare opportunity of getting in at the bottom, at the bottom of that exponential growth. And actually, it perhaps is the right opportunity to mention that we, as a team at FTX, we're putting together a really high quality, intensive training program and all sorts of levels of support to help our community out there and help them understand how to generate these profits and potentially generate 100 times or more profit just through a simple hold and trading strategy.
That sounds wonderful. Can you let us know if there is any fee applicable on trading transactions?
Yeah, the fee is, it's 1% per transaction, and that's 1% whether you buy or sell the tokens. That's it.
That's pretty cool, honestly, because it's so less. And George, who is here with us in this session, just sent a message in the chat section, which I think is very interesting. He's asking if peer-to-peer transfer of tokens is possible. I think he wants an answer relating to a wallet-to-wallet transferability option. So George, first of all, thank you so much for bringing this question. Let's get an answer from Sam.
Yeah, okay, thank you, George, for that question. Good question. Clearly, you understand the whole concept of crypto trading. So the good news is that the FTX DeFi is absolutely transferable and from day one. And one more thing that's definitely worth mentioning here that I'm sure will really excite everybody out there, there is no processing fee, absolutely no processing fee on wallet-to-wallet transfers other than the blockchain fee.
Fantastic. And definitely that's a great value addition. So we are just left with a couple of questions, and I hope you're not running out of time, right?
No, I'm fine. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. So here is my next question to you. How do you see the FTX ecosystem down the line in, say, like 12 months? I mean, what future plans do we have?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, the reason that we've been so successful so far is that one of our key strengths as a team at FTX is our ability to plan each step very carefully and well in advance. So what have we got in the pipeline? Good question. So we'll be listing FTX DeFi on a minimum of 3 of the biggest centralized exchanges, and that'll be by the end of Q1 next year, 2021. Burning of tokens will start in Q1 again next year, and tokens will be listed on centralized exchanges by Q2, second quarter next year as well. Oh, and not only this, we'll have planned introduction of yield farming in that same quarter, the second quarter. Well, I suppose the biggest news didn't leave until last, and I suppose as part of our grand plan and our grand vision for FTX is that we're well underway to having our own fully functional DEX, that's a decentralized exchange, by the end of 2021. And I think that's probably enough to be going on with at the moment. But I suppose to let you all into a really badly kept secret, future planning it's not just a hobby of FTX management, it's a passion. And where we've got today and how we've got today so quickly and so successfully is the result of just this sort of intense, successful planning. It's also a testament to the huge efforts that the whole team have put into this, and well, I suppose by extension, our loyal community out there.
Amazing, amazing. So I have a last question for you, and I think this perhaps is the most sought after answer. So let us, all these people know, when are you going to launch FTX DeFi, and is there any special privileges available for those people who have been here with us during the entire session?
Yep, well, I am delighted to tell you that all the final level testing is completed and every bug's been ironed out and eliminated. And of course, the technical team, they're rushing around finishing off all the last minute pre-launch preparations. So, well, the good news is the countdown ends tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. GMT tomorrow. And yeah, talking about privileges, at FTX, we've always taken a huge amount of pride in rewarding loyalty from our supporters. So with this in mind, the first link will be shared with everyone in our FTX community on the official Telegram channel.
Amazing. That's absolutely amazing. So, people be prepared to have the opportunity to buy the first tokens tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. GMT onwards. And Sam, I want to thank you for sparing your valuable time out of your tightly packed schedule to join us today and brief the community at this very exciting time. I expect to see you again and definitely very soon.
Thank you, Ashley. And yeah, I too actually just want to take this opportunity before I do go, just to thank everyone out there who's joined us today on this call. I'd particularly like to thank you all for your support and I suppose actually being the inspiration for us that's helped us build something that adds value to the lives of, well, people like you guys. And I suppose by extension, you're all a part of the FTX team, and as we like to call it, the FTX family. So we're all sharing this vision together, and it is very exciting. It literally can be life-changing for all of you and for us. So really, just as a final sign off, just a thank you to you all for being a part of it, and love to you all. And I look forward to hopefully connecting with you all another time again. I'll say bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Sam, for your time and contribution. So, guys, that was a fascinating and exciting conversation with Sam. Now it's time to go to our next guest, who is a trading and finance expert. And you guessed it right, I am talking about Shelby Thompson. Hey, Shelby, welcome back. Welcome here. Welcome to the session.
Hi, thanks, Ashley. Thanks for inviting me and giving me the opportunity to connect with the wonderful FTX community members. I'm traveling for the holidays, so I just got to my hotel, but I was listening to both of you from the beginning. You guys are so great at communicating your views to the audience and friends. I'm Shelby, and I'll be explaining some of the trading and financial aspects of the FTX platform.
That's beautifully and intellectually put. And guys, let me tell you, she is one of the most intelligent people I have ever met. She's so damn good with numbers, and I can tell you, she has like this supernatural analytical abilities. So Shelby, if you don't mind, I'd like to guide this conversation along the same lines as we did with Sam. I'll ask you a few questions, which I know people are also interested in to know from you. My only request is to keep like those answers free from complex technical jargon so that people can understand and absorb the maximum amount of information.
Sure, of course, Ashley, no problem. However, I'm not a great public speaker because of the nature of my job, but I'll try to convey the information in the simplest way possible for everybody.
That's so humble and nice of you. I really appreciate that. So my first question to you is, can you please let us know what exactly makes a market? I mean, the important components of a market, like a financial market or a crypto market or any commodity market.
Well, sure. So a market comprises some necessary components. For example, the products or services, then buyers and the sellers. So most important thing that brings the market in existence is the need for the product or service, which ultimately creates demand. So demand is the fuel that keeps markets alive. So the process of selling or buying in entirety is known as the trading, and the platform that can be a physical space or online. This enables buyers and sellers to exchange products or services, and is known then as the market space or a trading market. So modern economy is really dependent on trading as it serves the hefty need for capital for businesses. So on the other hand, people involved in trading receives dividend or profit share in simple language for their capital contribution.
Right. And can you please elaborate on what the opportunities are for people, particularly that are interested in crypto trading?
Yeah, sure. So crypto market is yet in its infancy stage. So my research and analysis say that it will take another decade to become the crypto industry or crypto market as a fully matured and relatively stable industry. Since it is in its infancy stage, the innovations and changes are happening at lightning speed. So this makes the crypto market highly volatile, and it becomes a matter of intense risk if one gets involved in trading without having deep knowledge, analysis, and experience. But that's one side of the platform. The other side is that none of the trading platform is as profit generating as a crypto market is. So if you check the price fluctuation rather in the middle of this December, you will find that prices have gone up or down by more than 25% in 24 hours and by 100% in 7 days. So, this is absolutely not possible on any other trading sectors at all, really. So, now here comes the opportunity. If one has technical knowledge and experience, he or she can go for crypto trading, otherwise, investing in crypto and holding them till the expected price rise happens. And so, that's the best strategy to opt in.
Yep, that's a fantastic piece of information. And now the important part that everyone will now be asking and wondering is how can FTX help people in our community to mitigate the associated risk and maximize the profit?
So we have a world-class infrastructure to conduct research and have certain protocols for analyzing the key indicator inputs from the market. We serve our clients with the finest information for helping them to trade safely and earn profits. Safeguarding clients' interest is the most prominent challenge for any fintech enterprise. Hence, we discover derivative trading, prediction based trading, and leverage token. And now we're coming up with FTX DeFi. So this is going to be huge. FTX DeFi has been developed as a turnaround project in FTX ecosystem. So 1 year down the line, FTX DeFi will alone contribute about 50% daily trading volume.
Right, rightly said. Can you please explain what makes FTX DeFi different from its competitors?
So, all right. Well, Ashley, here's the important thing to understand. What makes two software applications or packages developed using the same coding language absolutely different from each other? Well, it's the underlying coding protocol, or you could say the coding algorithm. So, here's something interesting to share with you. Me and my team had submitted the research report after 60 days deep analysis in February 2020. So my team had concluded in a research report that DeFi shall be one of the fastest growing sectors in 2021, but we still took around 8 months to finally deploy it. Now, why? Well, because we have coded a giant through which protocol has already vanished the competition. So now the only thing left is to witness the manifestation of this coded giant, which you will find in the next 60 to 90 days. So algorithms is our core competency, and that's what makes us stand out from the rest.
I mean, that's pretty evident from your confidence in the system. I can see how excited you are about this whole FTX DeFi thing. And this has been like a really enlightening conversation with you. And I know what you have told us will have ignited a lot of excitement in those of us on the call today. Shelby, I know you truly are a resident guru in things related to analysis and research. And I have so many things I'd like to ask you because I'm not afraid to admit that I'm actually enjoying learning these things from you. And I know people are also enjoying it as well because they are sending us their appreciations and love to you through messages in the chat channels. But frustratingly, we are running short of time, and I'm supposed to conclude the discussion and close this session. So I would really like to thank you for your time and all the information you shared with us today. I would really like to host another full session with you and help the community learn more from you. But for now, we all send love and appreciation your way for the work you have done for the community.
Well, the pleasure is all mine, Ashley. I thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk to you. And I wish you all the best to everyone on FTX platform and wish you the best for the future. So bye for now.
Bye. So, guys, the countdown starts here onwards, but there is an important announcement to make. After this session is over, you will receive all the details only in official Telegram group. The affiliation program details will be shared with you in the same group. Minute by minute updates will also be shared over there. The official Telegram link has been shared with you here in the chat section. You are advised to join the group on priority. You will receive the referral link in the same official Telegram link tomorrow. And yes, don't remember the official launch time is tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. GMT. You can also visit us at www.ftxexchange.io for more details. And that's it for today. I thank you all for making this moment a special one. I thank you for sparing your valuable time. I wish you all the best for your future and an exciting, wealthy, and joyful journey with FTX DeFi. See you soon, and thank you so much for your time.